feel like I don't know how to do this anymore. Hey guys, it's Emily. I know it's been a while and I thought that the perfect way for us to catch up would be to talk about this past year, reflect, and set out goals for 2023. I'm not gonna lie, 2022 was not what I was expecting it to be. I set out a lot of goals at the beginning of the year. If you guys watched my goal video from last year, you'll remember that I had a lot of areas that I was hoping to grow in. I had this feeling that 2022 would be my year and that it would be one of the best years of my life, and I wanted to turn into this person, grow into the person that I thought I was meant to be. Then everything went to shit. This was not a great year for me. It was kind of upside down, meaning that like the first half of the year was really difficult. I faced a lot of challenges that I was not anticipating to have to come up against. And then the second half of the year, I traveled a lot. I feel like I changed a lot of things in my life. And while I flourished in some areas in my life overall, I feel like the areas that you guys would be the most interested in are the areas where I flopped, meaning reading and YouTube. It has not been a great year for me on BookTube, not because of anything in particular. Reading was difficult for some reason. I had months where I read a lot and there were months that I didn't want to read at all. I also don't feel like overall my reading was that great. Like I had some books that stood out to me, but overall I feel like it's been a very average year for me in terms of reading. A lot of 3 and 4 star reads, not that many 5 stars. I wanted to love this year so much, and while it did bring me a lot of things and I'm so happy that it did, and I feel like very happy in this moment, I know if I look back upon the entire year that it was a difficult year. And so I kind of want to recenter my expectations. I guess I'll just bring them down a little bit. I know I have a lot of expectations heading into the new year, but I don't want to go into this new year with like expectations that it's going to be the best year ever and that it's going to change my life for the best and everything. I think I need to realize that it's just not realistic. I feel like this year is going to be a year of personal growth. I think I started a path at the end of 2022 that I want to continue going on. I feel like I have a very clear idea of who I want to become and who I want to be in 2023. And so the goals that I have set out for myself, especially my personal goals, are the ones that I am super excited to tackle because I know they will get me to where I want to be. And I feel like this year I shifted my mindset a bit. I actually have set out steps or an action plan of how I can reach those goals. Whereas last year I was really ambitious. I wanted to do things that I thought would be realistic but were not, because I didn't reach that many of my goals. I'm not gonna lie, I think I reached maybe 4 of them. Even though I am going into the new year with I think as many goals as I had last year, I feel like they're a lot more achievable, or things that I know in my heart that I can get there. So the first area that I really want to focus on this year is health, whether that's physical health or mental health. The first thing that I want to do this year is unlearn some unhealthy food behaviors. I think I have developed bad habits when it comes to food, and I don't want to get too deep into that because I know this can be a triggering topic for a lot of people, but I just feel like I have not been my best self in terms of what I've been eating. I really want to focus on unlearning those unhealthy behaviors and develop new healthy habits instead. One of those healthy habits is actually another goal of mine, and it is I want to cook more. This point in my life, I should be able to cook more than the basic meals that I currently am able to cook. I know my way around a kitchen in some regards, like I'm not completely clueless, but I do want to be better. I want to be able to like cook for myself, cook for my family. I know like very basic recipes, but I really want to develop my repertoire, and I think this is just going to help with the healthy side of things as well, because if I am cooking more, that means that I'm making more healthy foods, less processed. So I think that's going to be a really fun thing to work on this year. I'm really excited by that because I feel like I could really experiment in the kitchen. In terms of mental health, I am bringing back a goal that I had set out for myself last year, but I did not really prioritize, even though I should have, and that's self-care. And this year I'm even more dedicated. I want to do one self-care activity per week. That could be whatever. That could be just like doing a face mask. I know it's technically like not self-care, but for me it's relaxing because usually I take that time to like either meditate or, you know, do something like listen to an audiobook or just relax while watching a movie or YouTube video or whatever. So I feel like that could be an activity. Like I could do more puzzles. I could go on a walk. Like I want to be able to maybe schedule one moment in my week where I just do a self-care activity, and that could be whatever, but I want to make sure that I prioritize self-care this year. I also have some fitness goals that I want to achieve, and this year, instead of doing like a number of times that I want to hit the gym per week or something like that, I'm actually going for an actual challenge that I think is going to be more achievable for me rather than like a number of times to do something. So I would like to work my way to a 12-3-30. Right now I am able to walk on the treadmill. I am able to, you know, walk and even on an incline and whatnot. But I think 12-3-30 is actually quite challenging for me because I don't have the best cardio endurance. Like I'm pretty good with weightlifting and everything, I've really grown in that area, but cardio has always been an issue for me, and I think the 12-3-30 is like the challenge that I think would be the most achievable. I'm not someone who likes to run. I've tried that in the past, didn't stick, but I feel like this is a challenge or like a workout that I could potentially enjoy. Another fitness goal that I have for myself is I want to be able to do a front split. I used to be able to. I was a dancer for like 10 years before I started this channel actually, and I was able to do a front split back then, but I kind of lost all my flexibility when I stopped dancing. Honestly, doing the front split is just a way for me, like it's an excuse for me to just get more flexible. I just really want to work on the flexibility because I've really like not been stretching as much as I should. There's also some pretty big life goals that I have for myself for this year. Number one, I would like to get a new car. This one will be happening sooner rather than later because my car just gave out on me like last week, and it's been decided that I need to change it. I would like to move out of my parents' house. Not because I don't like my parents. For those who didn't know, I am living with my parents. I've been living with them for 27 years now. And as much as I like them, I think I need my own space. I have been looking into that, but that's not necessarily a top priority of mine because I do get along with my parents pretty well, but I am craving my own space. So this is something that I would like to do in 2023. And finally, one of the other big life goals that I have for this year is to go on a solo trip. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know where, but I know I want to go on a solo vacation. As much as I enjoy traveling with my family, which is what I've done this year, I miss traveling on my own. I loved traveling across England and the United Kingdom overall when I studied abroad in England, and I just missed that moment of like being able to do things on my own, do things that I want, do things at the pace that I want. And so I would love to go on another trip soon and by myself. This is something that I haven't done in a while, so I would love to redo that again. There are some other personal goals that I would really like to achieve this year. For example, I want to reach out to friends more. I feel like I'm the one who stays in the back, and I'm really happy by myself. I'm a big introvert. I just love spending time on my own. I don't mind being by myself, but I feel like I could do a better job at reaching out to friends, and even if it's just like scheduling an outing with someone or just have a little chat with them over on Messenger or FaceTime or just have a call or whatever. I feel like I need to be better at reaching out to people, so that's just something that I want to prioritize this year. Another thing is I want to take myself out on dates. I feel like I have really gotten comfortable with my own comfort zone, but I really would like to expand that and like start going on outings by myself. And I feel like for the longest time my excuse was that I was alone and I couldn't do anything because of that, but that's such a lie. Like I said, I enjoy my own company, could do whatever. I have so many interests and I want to explore those without feeling the need to be with someone. So I want to do that once a month. And I also want to declutter both my closet and my beauty products. I feel like my room is such a mess, and I know it's because I have a lot of things in a really small space, but I think if I decluttered my makeup products and my closet, I would feel like a lot better. I think I would be able to breathe better. When there's clutter in my room, I feel like my mind is cluttered as well, and I feel like if I do this simple step of like decluttering my closet and decluttering my beauty product, it's just gonna help me feel better overall and enjoy the space a lot more. Now let's talk about reading goals, because I know this is what you guys came for. I haven't set out a lot of goals for the new year, and a lot of them are goals that I had last year, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I achieved any of my reading goals that I had set out for 2022, so I am bringing them back in 2023, but this time I have a plan. So my number one goal is to read one nonfiction book per quarter. I have read a little bit of nonfiction in the past year, and when I read I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jenna McCurdy, it made me realize how much I enjoy memoirs especially, and I want to bring them back into my life on a more regular basis. I feel like one per quarter is realistic enough, and there's so many that I could read. And I could even branch out and read books that are not memoirs but that are still nonfiction. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know, but I would really love to expand my horizons a little bit and try to read genres that I don't typically pick up. My second reading goal is to catch up on all of my unread arcs. I have requested so many arcs in the past, or even in the past year, that I did not end up reading, and I know it was a goal for last year, but this year I really want to re-put that on top of my priority list, because I feel like I have kind of let go of that. I have gotten a Kindle for Christmas, so I feel like that's going to help, because one of the reasons why I wasn't reading as many arcs was because of the fact that I couldn't read them properly. Like the downloading process on my devices was difficult, so I couldn't do that at the time, but now I have no excuses. So that's going to help for sure. I also have so many books that I now have a physical copy of, because at the time I had requested the arc, but in time I got a physical copy of the book, so I could increase my feedback ratio even if I didn't necessarily got approved for new things. Another goal that I'm bringing back from 2022 is to finish series that I've already started. So at the beginning of 2022, I said that I wanted to read 12 to 13 series that I had already started. I completed, I think, 10 series or caught up to 10 series, and I want to bring back the same challenge in 2023. This time around, I am going once again with a 25%, but because I have started more series as well, that means that I am now at 15 series that I need to either finish or catch up on in 2023. I am planning on doing a video where I show you guys everything that I'm currently reading in terms of the series that I've started, and also which ones are on top of my priority list and which ones I'm less interested in or might DNF. It is a lot, and I feel like I need to be better at catching up. I feel like I've made a decent effort in 2022, but I need to be even better because I didn't completely reach my goal. Last year I even started more series, which was not something that I anticipated, but you know, my fourth reading goal for the year will be to get my physical TBR to 0. And this year, I mean it. Last year, I set out the best of intentions. I was going to go on a book buying ban, and I was not going to buy books, and I was just going to read things that I physically owned. And I did not really do that. I ended up purchasing 55 books last year. Yes, you heard me right. 55 books. I was not even supposed to purchase books last year. So this year I'm putting myself on a true book buying ban. I will not be allowed to buy a book until I have read 50% of my physical TBR. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be difficult, but I have some ideas of how I can achieve this. I have also like a new video series that I want to do for you guys. I have so many ideas of how I can achieve this. The main goal here is just to read what I own and maybe remove or unhaul books that I am no longer interested in. My reading taste has changed so much in the past 5 years, and so I feel like I have accumulated a lot of books when I first started my channel that now I don't necessarily have the most interest in, but maybe there would still be books that I would enjoy. So I want to at least try them out because I feel like I had interest for them at least at one point. I really want to be better about curating my shelves and just having books that I really enjoy instead of just purchasing things because it's popular and whatnot. My final reading goal is another one that I am bringing back from last year, and that is to complete Buzzwordathon. So if you're not familiar with it, Buzzwordathon is a readathon turned reading challenge hosted by Books and Lada, and basically every month you get a prompt with a buzzword in it. So it could be like numbers, it could be the 5 W's, it could be basically anything, but you need to have that word in the title of your book. I completed it last year and I had so much fun doing it, and so this year is going to be a little bit more challenging. I'll put the list of words, like the prompts, here, but I have a feeling that this year is going to be a little bit more challenging, especially as I am not allowing myself to purchase anything new. I feel like there's a lot of prompts on here that I don't think I have anything currently on my shelves that would fit, so we'll have to see if I end up being able to fulfill this challenge or not. Now let's talk about my channel goals for the new year. I feel like 2022 has been a difficult year in many aspects, but especially YouTube. I flopped really hard on YouTube this year. It's the year that I've grown the least, and it's not even that I care about that stuff, but I feel like it's kind of a reflection on how my year went, because as much as I had fun creating some videos, especially at the beginning of the year, I feel like I was really enjoying myself, but I rapidly fell into the comparison trap, meaning that I was comparing myself to other creators. I was watching all of those videos about how to grow on YouTube and everything, and I felt like I wasn't growing fast enough, or I don't know, I feel like I've lost touch with the booktube community or just with you guys as a whole. I'm feeling really disconnected from YouTube overall, and it's been more and more difficult for me to film content and just enjoy the creating process. And maybe it's because like my reading year wasn't the greatest, and because of that I struggled on YouTube as well. Overall, it's been a difficult year, and I'm kind of changing my mindset when it comes to creating content for the new year, and hopefully these goals will help me achieve the creative direction that I want my channel to go into for the new year. So let's talk about those goals. The first one is that I want to get 4,000 hours of watch time so that I can get monetized. Ever since I reached 1,000 subscribers, the next milestone that I wanted to reach was getting monetized, because I feel like even though it doesn't matter, I feel like it's a way for me to feel legit about what I'm doing. Because of that, I need to stop focusing on like the number of subscribers that I'm getting or the number of views on my videos, and rather focus on the watch time. Like, how much of my videos are you guys watching? Because I would rather have less people tuning in and watch my videos, but have them watch for longer than having like thousands of people watch my videos but have them like not even tune in for the entire thing, you know? So I need to shift how I'm thinking of content and how I'm creating it, and I think that's going to be an adjustment for me. So my second goal would be to go live once a month. I loved hosting my very first reading sprints in November, and it made me want to do that more often, and I thought going live once a month would be a great way for me to connect to you guys on a more regular basis. I think live shows just allow me to connect better with with people. Like, I love responding to your comments whenever you leave one in my videos. Like, it's the best part of creating content for me is the interaction that I get with you guys, and I really want to focus more on that in the new year. And I feel like going live is a great way for me to do that because it just allows me to have a better one-on-one connection, you know? My third goal would be to create more Disney videos. I've been doing better in terms of creating what you guys want, but I feel like I could do even more, and I have some really good ideas, I think, at the very least, for things that I want to do in the new year. And I am just really excited. I think you guys love my Disney content. By far, those are the most popular videos on my channel, and I want to create what you guys want to see. And my final goal, it's not really a goal, but it's just a mindset that I want to be in for the new year, and that's investing in my channel. I'm talking investing more time. It could be investing money that I can upgrade my equipment, because I feel like I've been doing okay with what I have, but I feel like I could do even better. And could be like investing in courses to help me understand my equipment better. Just investing more of myself and more of my energy, time, money, and whatever into this, because I love doing this. And I feel like because I was so pulled back from everything, I wasn't necessarily doing everything that I could in order to make my channel thrive. So I really want to shift that mindset in the new year and really focus on YouTube more. So hopefully this will happen. You guys will have to hold me accountable. But yeah, this was my goals for 2023. Hopefully this will happen. I have a really good feeling about this year, but like I said, we're going in with lower expectations, or at least more realistic expectations. I do have, once again, like 20 goals for this new year. Hopefully we can achieve everything. Anyway, let me know what you guys are hoping to achieve in this new year, and I guess that's it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!